WWE fans woke up recently to news that sent shockwaves through the entire wrestling community. Two of the most beloved stars, Becky Lynch and Kevin Owens, are at a point in their careers where the future feels uncertain, and for fans who have followed their journeys for years, who have celebrated their highs and stuck with them through their lows, this update feels like a punch straight to the gut. If you're a fan of either one of them, stick around because the story is more complicated and more emotional than you might think. Let's start with Becky Lynch, the man, the hero who redefined women's wrestling and carried an entire division on her back. Becky's journey after WrestleMania 40 has been anything but straightforward. After chasing the Women's World Championship, she found herself on the losing end against Rhea Ripley. That loss wasn't just another match, it symbolized a turning point. WWE was preparing for a future without Becky front and center, even if fans weren't ready to accept it. Then fate dealt another twist. Rhea Ripley, the woman who conquered Becky, suffered a serious injury. Suddenly, WWE found itself scrambling. They needed a new top star, and fast. That's when Liv Morgan stepped into the spotlight. Becky did everything she could to elevate Liv, putting her over in a brutal steel cage match just days after losing the title. It felt like the final passing of the torch, whether anyone realized it at the time or not. Since then, Becky has been exploring opportunities outside the ring. She dove into Hollywood, began promoting her autobiography, and slowly but surely, started to build a life away from the squared circle. Fans kept hoping she would return to WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Raw's big Netflix premiere, but each hopeful rumor led only to more disappointment. Every time fans thought they'd hear the familiar music hit, they were left waiting in silence. Her husband, Seth Rollins, hasn't exactly been a source of clarity either. In an interview earlier this year, Seth hinted that Becky would eventually return to WWE, but he couldn't say when, or even how. No promises, no guarantees. That uncertainty left fans clinging to every scrap of information they could find, desperate for signs of a comeback. And then came an unexpected moment that sent chills through the WWE universe. Becky appeared at the Ultimate Improv show, serving as the guest monologist. Fans hoped for a surprise announcement, a wink, a nod, something. Instead, Becky dropped a bombshell that nobody was ready for. With a grin, she looked out at the audience and said, "It's WrestleMania season, isn't it? I'm not wrestling anymore. Maybe one day, but not right now. But my husband is." Those words hit harder than any chair shot. I'm not wrestling anymore. Not a storyline, not a work, just a reality that fans weren't prepared to hear. The worst part? There's no clear timeline for her return. No whispers backstage. No insider leaks. Becky Lynch, one of the biggest stars WWE has ever produced, is officially out of the ring with no set plan to come back. And that leaves fans, and frankly, WWE itself, in a very tough spot. Because let's be real, Becky isn't just another performer. She's a foundational piece of WWE's modern era. Losing her is like losing a limb. Sure, new stars are rising. Sure, the women's division is packed with talent. But there's only one Becky Lynch. Her charisma, her authenticity, her ability to make you believe in every promo and every match, that's not something you can manufacture or replace. Some fans are angry, some are heartbroken, some are trying to be understanding, because at the end of the day, Becky has dreams that stretch beyond the squared circle. She's aiming for Hollywood, she's chasing a new future for herself and her family, and even though it's painful to see her step away, part of being a true fan means respecting her right to grow, even if that growth takes her away from the place where we fell in love with her in the first place. But still, it hurts, there's no getting around it. WWE without Becky Lynch feels incomplete. And if that wasn't enough emotional damage for one weekend, news about Kevin Owens broke almost at the same time, and it wasn't any easier to digest. Kevin Owens, the prizefighter, the everyman hero who built his name on heart, grit, and pure wrestling brilliance, has been sidelined. The cause? A severe neck injury that demands surgery and could potentially keep him out of action for over a year. The injury didn't happen in a high-profile match, a brutal cage war, or a dangerous ladder spot. No! It happened quietly, during regular SmackDown matches back in January. Owens felt some discomfort, got an MRI, and was initially told it was no big deal, just mild to moderate stenosis, something that many wrestlers quietly deal with. But pain has a way of telling the truth when medical reports don't. Fast forward to early April, wrestling journalist Dave Meltzer reports that Owens underwent surgery on April 7th and would be out for 12 to 15 months. Panic erupted across the internet. Owens gone for an entire year? Maybe more? That's a brutal timeline for anyone, let alone a performer who's been carrying a massive share of SmackDown storytelling weight. But then confusion set in. Sean Ross from Fightful Select stepped in, clarifying that Owens hadn't actually had surgery yet. And later, Mike Johnson from PW Insider added even more intrigue, revealing that Owens had been seen in Atlanta the day he was supposedly under the knife. No surgery, no definitive recovery plan, just more questions than answers. Here's the reality: Kevin Owens will need surgery. The question is when, not if. And whenever it happens, the road back to the ring will be long, grueling, and uncertain. Fans who were hoping for a surprise summer return, or even a late-year miracle, are now facing the very real possibility that we won't see KO back until late 2025. That's devastating for so many reasons. Owens isn't just a great wrestler, he's a once-in-a-generation performer. He can work as a babyface, a heel, a tag team specialist, a brawler, a high flyer, a mic magician, whatever the company needs. He delivers. His matches with Sami Zayn, his battles with Roman Reigns, his feuds with Seth Rollins, his alliance with Cody Rhodes, every single one was elevated by Owens' ability to tell a story through every movement, every expression, every word. And yet, for reasons that might never make sense, WWE never truly pushed him to the absolute top. He flirted with main event status, he tasted championship gold, but he was never the undisputed face of the company, and that's a shame. Few performers have earned it more. Seeing him sidelined like this feels like a robbery, not just for Owens himself, but for the fans who know exactly how much magic he's capable of creating when given the chance. And while the internet debates timelines, rumors, and theories, the truth is painfully simple. Kevin Owens is hurt, he's going to get surgery, and the man who has fought so hard for so long is about to face his toughest opponent yet, time. In moments like these, it's easy to feel bitter, easy to point fingers, easy to wallow in frustration. But there's another way to look at it, too. We can appreciate what Becky Lynch and Kevin Owens have already given us, the matches that left us breathless, the promos that gave us goosebumps, the stories that made us believe in the magic of wrestling all over again. We can remember that these are real people chasing dreams, battling injuries, and making impossible sacrifices for our entertainment. And most importantly, we can hold on to hope, because comebacks are what make wrestling beautiful. Every return is a resurrection. Every recovery is a rebirth. Becky Lynch may be walking a different path right now, but somewhere down that road, there could be a moment where her music hits and the entire arena explodes in joy. Kevin Owens may be staring down a brutal year of rehab, but one day he's going to step back into a WWE ring, and when he does, the pop will be deafening. It's not goodbye, it's just, see you later. Until then, we wait, we support, we hope, and maybe, just maybe, we believe a little bit harder, because that's what real fans do. But hey, that's just how I see it. What about you? Are you feeling the same gut punch that so many WWE fans are right now? Or are you holding on to hope that these two icons will find their way back, stronger and more determined than ever? Drop your thoughts down below. Let's talk about it. Wrestling is about community, about shared passion, about riding the highs and lows together. I want to hear what you think, because at the end of the day, it's your voice, the fan's voice, that keeps this incredible world spinning. Thanks for watching, and who knows, maybe sooner than we think, we'll be standing in front of our TVs, fists pumping in the air, screaming at the top of our lungs as Becky Lynch and Kevin Owens come back home where they belong. Stay tuned, stay hopeful, and stay passionate. Wrestling's greatest stories are always still being written.